Welcome back to Market Pros. My guest today is the Metaverse Explorer. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks very much for having me.
Oh, yeah, the pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine. So, today we're going to talk about YouTube and kind of how you got there. What your stance is it or in it, and just some things to kind of help new channels, give your insight. You are a successful YouTuber, so I would really like to get your insight on it. And let's see, let's have a conversation. And so, what made you get into YouTube in the first place?
Yeah, right. Well, what made me get into it? I guess I've been in crypto for around 7 years now, give or take. Um, I didn't know how else to really contribute, right? Because I was always a follower. I was always like, oh, I got to watch this YouTube video, this guy to find out how to do this. And I'll go and do it, and then that's it. And like, I found some projects and some experiences that I found were very, very valuable, and that other people might be seeking these experiences as well. And so I thought, how can I help? How can I do something? Like, how can I join a project? I can't code, I can't make any websites or anything, but I can make a video. Like that is not easy, but you can learn how to do it, right? Watch a few YouTube videos and you can learn how to do a video yourself. So I got into YouTube because I wanted to try and help other people within their crypto journey, learning how to do stuff because cryptos sometimes can be very complicated, right?
Yeah.
How to do this, how to do that, tutorials, and like it's really rare to find quality, to the point, precise information that you need on something. And so I thought that was a niche I could easily fit. Um,
Yeah.
so I got into it because I wanted to help. That's all. And through videos, I thought is a good medium. Best viewership out there where people can just click on a video very easily. You get exposure to millions of people's eyeballs, and if you've got a good enough thumbnail, they'll click on you. If you have something good enough to say, they'll listen to you. So that's what made me want to get into YouTube a little bit.
Yeah. I have a similar outlook. That's probably a third of why I got into YouTube. I wanted to help people with my analysis. It's really hard to find quality analysis. There's just a lot of guys that honestly copy other YouTubers. You know what I mean? Like back when I first got into crypto, I would watch other people's analysis because, it was very volatile. It was different than stocks. I've been in I've been in the markets in general for 5 years, but I've only been in crypto for 3 years. So I've been full crypto since I've got in. So the last 3 years been full crypto. So I really just wanted to help, and give out quality content. Second part was that I already did this stuff anyway. Like in the morning, I do my morning
Yep.
analysis. I'm full markets, full-time markets. So I'm like, why don't you just record it? You know what I mean? And help other people, give quality content. Like when I start my video, I get right into it. You know what I mean? Like I don't say, like and subscribe before I even give you the content. Like I want people to choose
Yeah.
whether.
None of this bullshit on this side.
Right, exactly. Like I just want to put out quality content and, do my thing. And then the third part is that I wanted to reach people. I wanted to have conversations, like these interviews, like that's like these little podcasts I do every Saturday. That's like that's something I really enjoy doing. I love having these conversations, all different kinds of people, all different kinds of walks of life. I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. So, what exactly is the niche that you're in, and why did you choose that niche?
So the niche you can probably tell from my name is the Metaverse Explorer. So I actually had an inkling of what the metaverse would be before Meta, Facebook, started rebranding to being Meta. Um, so I wanted to be like the kind of content creator that goes out and explores all the different metaverses within crypto, within Web 2, And so far we haven't had many metaverses actually launch. I would say none of them have actually launched yet. The closest one is probably Facebook. They probably have something in the works at the moment with Oculus Quest 2. We've got certain games that come across as metaverses, and so I made it my prerogative to try and cover those games. And that's probably why my main viewership on my YouTube is about 90% Star Atlas viewership. They come to me for updates, what to do in Star Atlas, all these little details within Star Atlas. But really, my niche that I'm trying to aim for is the metaverse. And the metaverse is a lot larger than just Star Atlas, right?
Oh yeah.
So, which means I need to get my stuff together, get my shit together. And I need to start covering Illuvium. I need to start covering Big Time, all the other crypto Web 3.0 metaverse games, because that is me. I'm a metaverse explorer. You know, there's not one game that's going to tie anyone down. You go to the store even now, you go and buy a $60 game. You don't play it for the next 5 years,
Right.
unless it's a really good game. But yeah, so that's the niche I'm going for. Metaverse exploring, gaming, gaming, and maybe DeFi protocols here and there. Because for the metaverse to exist, you need the DeFi protocols to exist.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So it's hard to start a new channel these days.
And
YouTube's been around for a long time. Oh, go ahead. Do you have something
yeah,
to
that's
say?
right. I think there's a small delay anyway. So you asked me why I also wanted to get
Oh
into
yeah.
it, because I think the metaverse is going to be ginormous. It's going to be either the it'll be so crypto is going to be the 13th industry, next to metals, next to supply chain, and next to healthcare sectors, all this sort of stuff. Crypto is going to be the 13th one, and then we're going to have metaverse either deeply embedded within crypto as the 13th, or as the 14th industry of the world. Um, and I got into it because I feel like there's a very vast, enormous, untapped potential of people to make a name for themselves. Okay, and I don't just mean like make a name for yourselves, become this person, and that's it. I mean like become this person and help do something, and that's what I'm trying to aim for. I haven't found out what I'm going to do yet, but I'm working to it. I'm working towards building my brand first. Once you have a brand, once you have a community, then you can actually achieve things, because you're going to do things together, right? Um, so the reason I'm doing it, coming back to the question, metaverse exploring, and the reason I'm doing it is because I just think it has one of the biggest potentials out there. I'm a big fan of like the movies, Ready Player One, Ready Player Two, the book, which I'm listening to at the moment. And I just listen to it and I'm like, it clicks. I'm like, oh man, this is it. These people are already connected to the metaverse. They spend 10 hours on their phone already. They play games nonstop on their phone. That is a metaverse. That's why I got into it.
Awesome. Yeah. That you're on the right path and you know your path. So you just keep moving forward and everything else will come. Like you said, build your brand, build your community, build a loyal community. And that's what's most important. If you put out quality content, you'll build a, loyal community, especially at the beginning. People that will stay with you through all the trials and tribulations. You know what I mean? Because YouTube, it's hard to be successful, which brings me to my next question is is it still possible for a new channel to become profitable and be successful? Uh, you know, just starting a new channel. YouTube's been around for a long time, a lot like Mr. Beast, stuff like that. They've been in YouTube for years. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are kind of discouraged, when they first get in and, they only got, you know, 3, 4 views, stuff like that. Is it still possible for someone to be successful at YouTube?
It is. It definitely is still possible for someone to be successful at YouTube, but let's break down the question first. Is it successful or profitable? They're two very different things. Profitable means that there's some kind of financial gain from it. And even that, yes, there's still definitely an avenue for someone to make money on YouTube. Um, Successful goes more towards the term of or within the realm of, do you love what you're doing? You don't mind doing it every day, and it makes you happy. That's successful, right? So we got to talk about if it's profitable or successful. Successful, you can achieve that. It just depends on what you want to do, right? For profitable, that is also possible. You just need to make sure that you're gearing your channel to make it a profitable channel, which means you have to put in the necessary criteria that most successful channels, most profitable channels actually do. So this includes like approaching it like actually like a business. You have overheads, you have your time, you have your resources, and you combine all of these together to make a product, and then you deliver that product on YouTube, and then other people click on that product and consume that product, which is your video. So you got to make sure your video is the most engaging, most either. That's why clickbait works so much, right? Because the title and the thumbnail has like a guy screaming like the normal crypto clickbait
Yeah.
title, and usually they get the most views, okay, because people love consuming all that little shit. um so to answer your question, you said, is there a chance for someone to still make it profitable in YouTube? Yes, it is, because um, the amount of time you put in, and if you can streamline your process, much like I have, and much like you probably have as well, if you can streamline it and you can consistently pump out content that is high quality content, then the viewership will come, which means ad revenue will come, which means sponsorships will come, which means partnerships will come. And yes, it's profitable.
Yeah, I think that's what's key is you have to love it. You have to love it because and you basically just answered my next question, which is, what things a person can do to have a channel that lasts through, you know, because some people can get burnout, you know what I mean? Especially if you're producing videos every day like I am. Like, I've seen you pump out a lot of content, within a week. And it's all quality. That's why I watch your channel. It definitely saves me a lot of time, which is one of the reasons people want to watch a channel like my channel saves people a lot of time and they might not have the skills that I do, and that's the niche that I'm in is producing that analysis content, like I'm good at reading charts. I'm very good, in my opinion, and other people have said that as well. So I want to produce the most, I want to produce the best content that I can, but also stay consistent, because every day people need to know the analysis of the markets because Bitcoin is so volatile. I mean, it could be doing one thing one day, doing another the next day. I mean, as we've seen, it went straight up one day, went sideways the next, and then cracked back down the next. You know what I mean? So, yep. So I want to keep people up to date, and make sure they're ahead of the curve, especially if they're a trader or an investor. You know what I mean? So, what other things could someone do besides what you've already touched on? What other things could someone do to get through that, beginning when you can be easily discouraged because you're not getting any views, you're putting all this time into these videos and it seems like you're not really getting anywhere. And people don't know like it takes a long time to get successful or profitable, especially profitable at YouTube. So like we were saying, so what other things can someone do to really be there for the long haul?
Yeah. So, like, I can break it down. I can give you examples and stuff. But just to preface that, it's common knowledge, right, that new businesses fail within the first year. Okay, new businesses fail within the first year. That's not crypto businesses. That's all around the world. Okay, so we can take this and even apply it to crypto and YouTubing. In YouTubing, the current consensus is that new creators fail or stop creating within the first 2 years, precisely for the reasons that you've outlined. Is that they're consistently giving time to this business, which is creating YouTube content, and there's no viewerships coming in. There's no no revenue coming in. There's no outlook, positive outlook in the years ahead. And so within the first 2 years, they stop. So I think the first way to combat this is to realize the statistics and don't become a statistic. Organize yourself so that you are able to maintain yourself throughout the years and have a long-term plan. And when I say long-term plan, this comes back to your question. What should you do? You need to make sure that the content you're covering is something that you are super interested in and that you're going to do it anyway. If you do it anyway, and if you record it, that's your content right there. Yeah. It doesn't
Yep.
take much work for you to just record, click a button, and do something that you're already doing. And this is like the easiest way to make content. Um, Another way is to realize that people come and go all the time. You got to have your own kind of mission. Why are you doing this? Why are you here? Are you here to make money right now? Because if you're gonna be here to make money right now, that's not going to work. As you said, you have to build that loyal, consistent user base. Because every person that keeps coming back and watches your video, that's another small ad revenue for you right there. And then they keep coming back and watch the next video, and then the next video, and then the next video. So if you keep building loyal user base, they just keep compounding, okay? Because the more they watch, the more YouTube recommends it to someone else who has a similar profile as him, and then they come and watch, and then they watch one of your videos, they watch 10 of your last videos. It's just about keeping the content flowing, and that's what YouTube needs, right? You just got to keep going. And unfortunately, some people within the first 2 years can't do this because yes, it is a time sink, as you did say. You got to take time and effort to actually make these videos, make the thumbnail right, do your SEO scores, make sure you're targeting the keywords on Google Trends when it's coming up. If Bitcoin starts crashing today, you'll name your YouTube video Bitcoin crashing November 10th. This is the sort of stuff that you need to be on top of to actually be successful over a long period of time. Yeah, I feel like, does that answer your question, or
Oh
did you
yeah.
need more specific items?
Nope, nope. That was an excellent answer. And yeah, like, so with me, I'm kind of stuck with the in between like the clickbait and actually giving them what is included in the video, which is what I try to do. I make it clickbaity. I want people to click, so I kind of exaggerate, you know what I mean? But I also include something that is part of the video. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be one of those people that just trap them in and then give them shitty content. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
try,
yeah.
yeah. So I try to include it. You know what I mean? But I'm getting better at that. You know what I mean? Like I'm a new channel, so I'm learning as I go. You know, like I'm
It
not.
takes time, and I think don't be afraid by it because the everyone kind of has to go through this experience of the gradient of great quality to the point content and then clickbaity content that takes up a lot of time and isn't really informative. And there's a fine line, there's a spectrum. Where are you going to
Right.
go within this line? A lot of people, the YouTubers with all the crazy thumbnails and the explosives, they're on this side, right? But I feel like you and I, we're more on this side. I'm not totally away from the clickbait because we still need a bit of clickbait. That's how the
Right.
usership grows. That's how someone clicks on your video for the first time. And then they realize, oh, this guy's not a clickbaity guy. He does really good content, so I'm going to watch him some more. I think it just takes time. That's all.
Yep. That's exactly right. So, what type of things should people watch out for? Like what kind of things can really, damper their success or stop them from really following if it's their dream, if it's their vision, what kind of things could stop them from achieving their goals? What should they watch out for?
Um, I'll give you two items. The first one would be scope creep. Scope creep meaning you're here to make content for a specific topic, right? Or a specific idea or concept or crypto or metaverse or trading, like yourself. You have to make sure you stay within your scope because once you leave because when you're going in your lane, right, you're swimming in your lane, all those other swimmers start following you within your lane. When you switch lanes, from the fast lane to a slow lane or to another topic entirely, like I'm in Metaverse and I start doing TA analysis, I'm not going to have any viewership because my viewers are not interested in TA analysis. They're interested in gaming tokens. They're interested in metaverse tokens, right? So I think scope creep is when you know what topic you're already going for and you're already producing that content, but then you end up saying, "Oh, this is maybe related. This is related that way. This is related that," and then you try and cover all the other topics around you, and then you don't do a good job in covering those topics because that's not your expertise. And so, you give diluted content, and the people watching you will be like, no, it wasn't that great. I don't watch you for that. So I'm going to watch the other guy who does that specifically for that.
Right.
Everyone's got a specific YouTuber for specific information. I have specific YouTubers for specific information, and I wouldn't click on one YouTube guy because he did a weird video on that thing who that guy covers more. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Scope creep. I think you just got to stay in your lane, keep producing the content you're producing, make it high quality, and the swimmers that are following behind you will just keep piling up behind you. So that's scope creep. The next thing I would say that could stop people is just burning out. And as you mentioned, like as I mentioned as well before, the 2 year thing, you got to make sure that it's actually sustainable for you. So for me, I can only produce, like I work a full-time job. I can only produce maybe 1 or 2 videos a week. So I have to make sure the videos I produce are better quality. If they're not good quality, then I only get 52 videos a year. That's one video out of 52. That's shit. And people aren't going to like that. So I feel like making sure everything is sustainable for you is a key metric. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt out. When you get burnt out, your journey's over, right?
Yeah.
And how do you make it sustainable? You make sure your processes are so efficient. It takes me about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to completely film a video and edit it. Film and edit in 40 minutes, and it'll take me like an hour and a half to upload it because Australian internet is shit. So, like, if you know your content, right, you can streamline it so easily. And then it doesn't really take much of your day. You can spend the rest of that time doing something else. I don't know how long it takes you to like completely do a video because we don't need to do much research, right? You already know the TA you're going to do. I don't know. Can you give me an example of how long it'll take you to fully record from start to finish your content, and then edit it and then upload it? What's the time frame for you?
Yeah. So one thing that's good about, the content that I produce is that I do it off the cuff. I don't
Yep.
research anything. I don't take notes, which is one thing that differentiates me from other YouTubers is that, if they go through and take notes and all that, me, I go right off the cuff because like I said, it's what I'm already doing. So the first time that I look at the charts is for the day is what people get. And then so it takes me about, it depends. Like sometimes I'll make a video with all the coins because I do Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum every single day. Those are kind of some of the big ones that are trending a lot. So I cover them every day. I mean, in between those, you can kind of get the scope of the market. Now, if people request other coins, I'll do them as well, make a separate video about it. Usually it takes me 5 to 15 minutes to record, so the actual time of the video. Then it takes about, for a 10-minute video, it takes about an hour for it to export because I'm doing this off a laptop and it's not a new laptop. So it takes a long time for me to export. I use HitFilm Express. I don't even edit my videos. I used to, but now that I got the settings right, it doesn't lag as much. You know what I mean? So I'm able to switch charts without having to edit that part out. So I don't have to edit anymore. So it goes from me recording, exporting the video to make it the kind of file that I need to be able to upload to YouTube. And then from YouTube, it takes probably 20 minutes for it to get through the upload, processing, checking, and then the processing the HD version so that the content has good picture quality. So that's really how long it takes me. So sometimes I have to do one video because I don't have enough time because I get up at 3 o'clock every morning so that I can do all this. I do a lot in the morning. I'm very much a morning person. So I get up, I work out, I run 2 miles, and then I make a YouTube video. I then after that I meditate and I read all before I go to work. So that's why I get up at 3 o'clock so that I can do all this. And you kind of answered my next question, which was, you know, what can people do when they're feeling burnt out and want to give up? So if there's unless you have any other comments about what we were just talking about, uh, is there any additional advice that you could give people to just make sure they don't get burnt out? Because that is common. Like you were saying, a lot of people stop making content
Yeah.
within the first year or two, because especially if they're pumping out content every day. So I know one of the things is that you got to love it, but is there anything else that you could tell people if they are starting to feel burnout? Because a lot of the purpose of this video is to help new channels. So that's really why we're having this conversation. You're a successful YouTuber. I want to apologize because for some reason it cut out half the video. Um, yeah, so hopefully I can get him back on and us go over the second half of this video. Um, yeah, so if you guys did like the first half of it, I will get him back on and we will cover the rest of this. If you guys did like the video, definitely like and subscribe. I will post the Metaverse Explorer's link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Definitely check out the Discord um, in the description below as well. We have links down there. And everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.